The female billionaire had spent millions searching for a miracle. The best doctors, the newest treatments, and the most advanced technology had all failed her little daughter. Then, on one ordinary afternoon, something impossible happened. The little girl everyone believed would never walk again suddenly slipped out of her wheelchair and ran. She wasn't running toward a famous surgeon or a world-renowned specialist. She was running toward a quiet single dad covered in grease, standing beside an old pickup truck at a neighborhood repair shop. The look on the billionaire's face changed from shock to tears as she whispered, "How does she know him?" Before we begin this unforgettable story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Heartline Stories, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more heartwarming stories that remind us kindness can change lives in ways money never can. Emma Lawson was one of America's youngest female billionaires. She owned a successful technology company, appeared on magazine covers, and spoke at major business conferences. People admired her success, but behind every smile was a pain no one could fix. Her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had lost the use of her legs after a terrible car accident 3 years earlier. Every doctor offered hope at first, but eventually they all gave the same heartbreaking answer. "I'm sorry. She may never walk again." Emma refused to give up. She flew across the country searching for answers. She hired specialists from Europe and Asia. She spent millions because, to a mother, no price was too high. Still, Lily remained in her wheelchair. What hurt Emma even more was seeing Lily lose her joyful spirit. The little girl who once laughed all day now barely smiled. One Saturday afternoon, Emma's luxury SUV broke down while driving through a small town outside Chicago. Her assistant suggested calling a dealership, but the nearest one was over 50 miles away. Across the street stood a small repair garage with a faded sign that read, "Mike's Auto Repair." Emma hesitated before walking inside. The garage was simple, clean, and filled with old tools. A man in worn jeans looked up from under the hood of a truck. "I'll be with you in just a minute," he said with a friendly smile. His name was Mike Carter. He wasn't just a mechanic. He was also raising his 10-year-old son, Noah, alone after losing his wife to cancer 4 years earlier. Life had been hard, but Mike never complained. He believed everyone carried invisible battles. While Mike examined the SUV, Lily quietly watched Noah feeding pieces of bread to small birds outside the garage. "Can I help?" Lily asked. Noah smiled. "Of course." He carefully wheeled her closer so she could toss tiny crumbs onto the sidewalk. Within minutes Lily was laughing harder than Emma had heard in years. Emma stood silently watching. Money had bought every toy imaginable. Yet simple kindness from strangers had brought back her daughter's laughter. Mike soon returned. "The repair isn't serious. It'll take about an hour." Instead of waiting inside, Emma sat on an old wooden bench while Lily continued talking with Noah. When the birds flew away, Mike walked over carrying 2 cups of hot chocolate. "One for you," he said, handing one to Emma. "You don't have to do that." He smiled. Sometimes people need kindness more than coffee. The words stayed with Emma. As the afternoon passed, Lily asked Mike endless questions about engines, tools, and old cars. Unlike most adults, Mike never rushed her. He answered every question patiently. Before leaving, Lily surprised everyone. "Can we come back next weekend?" Emma almost laughed. "We live almost 2 hours away." "I know," Lily whispered, "but I like it here." Emma looked at Mike. "If you don't mind. I'd be happy to see you both." The visits became a weekly tradition. Sometimes Mike showed Lily how engines worked. Sometimes Noah and Lily painted birdhouses. Other times they simply shared sandwiches outside the garage. Slowly, something changed inside Lily. She smiled again. She laughed again. Her physical therapist noticed something unexpected. Lily's muscles are responding better than ever. Emma couldn't believe it. Week after week Lily grew stronger. Not because of expensive medicine. Because she wanted to move. She wanted to keep visiting her friends. One sunny afternoon, Lily was practicing standing between support bars during therapy. Her therapist gently stepped back. "You can do this." Across the room, through the clinic window, Lily spotted Mike arriving with Noah carrying a homemade birdhouse as a surprise gift. Without thinking, Lily let go. She took one step. Then another. Then she began running. Straight into Mike's open arms. The therapy room fell completely silent. Emma covered her mouth. Tears streamed down her face. Doctors stared in disbelief. Mike simply hugged Lily tightly. "I knew you were stronger than you believed." Emma walked over, crying so hard she could barely speak. "I spent millions trying to heal her." Mike smiled softly. "You healed her." She looked confused. "I did?" "You never stopped believing in her." Noah reminded her how to laugh. "I simply treated her like every other kid." The doctor later explained that emotional healing often gives children the courage to push beyond fear. Happiness, confidence, and hope can become powerful partners to physical recovery. Emma realized something important. She had surrounded Lily with experts. But she had forgotten to surround her with ordinary moments of joy. Months later, Emma invited Mike and Noah to visit her company headquarters. Everyone expected Mike to feel uncomfortable. Instead, he remained exactly the same humble man. He shook hands with janitors before executives. He thanked receptionists before board members. Employees immediately noticed. Emma watched people smile differently around him. A few weeks later, she created a new community foundation. Instead of only funding hospitals, it also built neighborhood playgrounds, family support centers, and free after-school programs where children facing illness or disability could simply laugh, play, and make friends. She named it the Kindness Project. When reporters asked what inspired the foundation, they expected Emma to mention cutting-edge medical research. Instead, she smiled. "An ordinary mechanic who reminded me that healing doesn't always begin in a hospital. Sometimes it begins with someone who simply chooses to care." Mike never became rich. He never wanted fame. He kept fixing cars every day with the same gentle smile. But to one little girl, he became the hero who helped her believe in herself again. Years later, Lily often told people the story of the day she stood up. "They think I ran because my legs became stronger," she would say. "The truth is, my heart became stronger first." And maybe that's the greatest miracle of all. Kindness doesn't always cure illness. It doesn't erase every hardship or solve every problem. But it gives people hope when they feel hopeless, courage when they feel afraid, and strength when they think they have none left. So the next time you have the chance to offer a smile, listen without judging, or help someone expecting nothing in return, remember Mike's simple words: sometimes people need kindness more than coffee. Because one small act of kindness may become the very reason someone believes in tomorrow. And if that happens, you've already changed a life. Thank you for watching Heartline Stories. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, share it with someone you love, and remember, kindness is the richest gift any of us can give.